of Fredbear and Bonnie, Henry went to work on new versions of the characters, eventually creating the new Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. The same characters, but with new designs
I don't see the
and
Vtuber
new
model.
suits. Henry called them Springlock suits. These suits are able to double as both an animatronic and a suit that the employees could wear. To switch the suit from animatronic mode to suit mode, the employees could use a hand crank to pull back the animatronic parts, leaving
Oh my
room for them to
gosh.
climb inside. The spring locks that were helping to hold back those animatronic parts were very sensitive though, and with even a little bit of moisture, the spring locks could potentially snap shut, crushing and killing whoever was inside. But if that ended up happening, Fazbear Entertainment had some common sense procedures set in place.
In the case of the spring
Send me the
lock,
VOD.
while you are wearing a suit, please try to maneuver
Thank
away
you.
from populated areas before bleeding out, as to not ruin the
Thank you.
customer experience.
Fredbear's Family Diner ended up being super successful for William and Henry, so much so that other companies tried replicating it. Another company proceeded to rip off Fazbear Entertainment's old mascot characters by creating their own animatronic versions of them.
The elephant
was Nedbear, a direct copy of Fredbear, followed by a hippo, an elephant, and a frog. All characters from the Fall Fest, and all with slightly different designs to avoid copyright issues. But while the rival company was able to replicate the designs, they could not replicate Henry's state-of-the-art technology. Their robots were poorly made and had to have giant batteries with exposed wires on stage with them. Naturally, the rival company failed and ended up being bought out by Fazbear Entertainment. With all of the success from Fredbear's Family Diner, William and Henry decided to branch out and create more characters for a new restaurant. In 1983, William and Henry opened Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, featuring Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy.
Oh my God.
With the opening of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Fazbear Entertainment was experiencing...
Okay, what?
My mic is active on OBS now.
Oh, so I've just been like talking to myself.
Yeah, you've been.
Wow, I've been
2 minutes.
okay.
Success like they've never
3
seen
minutes.
before. But with 2 restaurants now open at
Are
the
you
same
tired of my
time,
voice yet?
more success also meant more work for William and Henry. The duo were so
I don't
wrapped
remember
up
much
in
about that
work that they
character.
started neglecting their own families. William was the father of 3 kids. The eldest, Michael, the crying child, and Elizabeth. The crying child has yet to have 100% confirmed.
Creepy out, dude.
For this video, he will just be called the crying child. Meanwhile, Henry had 1 kid, a daughter named Charlie. The business partners spent most of their days working, so they both created different ways of taking care of their kids. Henry was the robotics genius, so he used his talents to create a new animatronic to watch Charlie for him. It was called the security puppet. This animatronic would sit by the door of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and make sure that Charlie wasn't able to leave the building. So Charlie could play at the restaurant while Henry worked, without Henry having to worry about her leaving the building.
Okay, sorry. Low key, like a security bot to check your child from exit. That's pretty okay. I'm gonna say that's pretty cool and crazy at the same time.
It is.
Low key. Like,
I mean, like
it's cool. Like, is watching your child.
It's keeping you safe. It's keeping you safe. It's keeping you safe.
It's keeping it safe, yeah. But it's crazy that it's watching your child too.
Yeah, it's
like it knows. It knows. Like
it knows
like,
what your child is doing.
I'm assuming, like, imagine like he had his friends over, right? And his friends like, yo, let's go out somewhere. I mean, I don't know, they're kids. I don't think they would want to go out, but theoretically, hypothetically, say that. And then like the fucking, you can just imagine like you're his friend and you see this fucking big ass bot just like has its skinny skeletal hands just wrap around one of your friends and say, no, you can't leave.
You can't leave.
Like, no, low key, I'm gonna make like a prediction. Like,
you're gonna make a prediction
just because that security bot is that security bot is tasked at keeping Charlotte inside the facility.
Like, I know like
what if
something
she
of what
actually
happens.
leave?
I know somewhat of what happens with I think.
Or getting kidnapped. The robot was linked directly to a green bracelet that Charlie was wearing. If
Oh.
Charlie, wearing the green bracelet, tried leaving the building, the security puppet would spring into action. William, on the other hand,
That's a
was the
freaky ass
businessman of the
security
company.
puppet.
He cared more about making money, but also saving money.
That's a
Naturally,
really
he
creepy
decided to
security
just
puppet.
force his eldest son, Michael, to babysit while he was at work. Michael was mostly in charge of babysitting the crying child. The crying child didn't have many friends, but he did have a close relationship with his plushies. animatronics. These plushies were of characters from his favorite show, Fredbear and Friends, Fazbear Entertainment's newest cartoon, featuring Fredbear, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. The crying child's favorite character, though, was Fredbear. He especially loved his Fredbear plushie. Although he loved the plushie version of the characters, the animatronics would soon become a different story. One day, while visiting Fredbear's family diner, the crying child saw something that would scar him for the rest of his life. While wandering the restaurant, he walked by the employees only room, where an employee accidentally left the door open. Inside the room was his father, William Afton, helping another employee into a spring Bonnie suit. But through the eyes of the crying child, this looked like someone was literally being stuffed into an animatronic suit. The crying child was so young that he wasn't educated on how the mascot characters worked. So seeing a human be put inside of one terrified him. When a child experiences something traumatic, their brain naturally tries finding ways to deal with that trauma. The crying child's way of dealing with his trauma was by creating an imaginary friend. This imaginary friend took the form of the object he loved the most, his Fredbear plushie. His new imaginary friend Fredbear followed him wherever he went, shape-shifting into flowers, hiding behind walls and concealers, with nobody being able to see him except for the crying child.
The only lore I know is from my gotcha phase when I was
and try to calm him
Bro, you can bring your gotcha shit into this.
Yes, the only lore I know is because when I did the research when I was a gotcha kid, okay?
I remember like seeing playthroughs and seeing like that little thing all around. I'm like, what the heck? Why is it?
No, because like all the gotcha people would make CC hold a little Fredbear plush that would talk to him, and everyone would think he was like, "Why are you talking to your plushie?"
The plushie wasn't around, it was still able to speak to him because it lived in his mind. While the crying child was dealing with the trauma of seeing what he thinks was someone being stuffed into a suit, his brother Michael was only making it worse. Michael knew about what happened with his younger brother and used it against him. Every day while babysitting the crying.
Actually, this looks kind of fun. Maybe I'll download this. It's called what? Color by number.
What makes your neighborhood Liberty Tax the best choice? With thousands of 5-star reviews, our
child, Michael, would put on a Foxy mask, hide somewhere in the house, and jump scare his little brother.
What an oh.
Oh no.
From the pizzeria to your living room, you no longer have to wait to sing and dance with Fredbear and Friends. Weeknights at 8, 7 Central, only on...
Oh. Oh, I'm good, bro.
You see the plush on top of the clock?
Yes. It's Fredbear. Freddy. No. No. Oh, that's
Through all of Michael's bullying, the crying child's imaginary friend Fredbear
I would low-key do that shit.
talk him through the situation.
With the mask?
Saying, you know he is hiding again.
No, I just like scared somebody like that.
Michael wasn't
I
the
would
only
low-key
one
do that
bullying
type of
the
shit.
crying child, though.
With
The local kids in the neighborhood heard about why the
Not with the
crying child was
mask.
so scared of the pizzeria, even making up fake
never do
rumors
that to
related
me.
to what the crying child thought
You know,
he saw there.
and that's
You better watch out.
You know, when we were watching that animation, if I was like, if we were in a room together, I would like randomly just jump scare you right then and there.
Okay, bro.
Because you were locked in on the video.
And if you die, they hide your body and never tell anyone. But all of this bullying would come to a head on one special day, the crying child's birthday. Ironically, his birthday party was being held at Fredbear's family diner. Because he was so terrified of being at the pizzeria, he hid under the table, not knowing that Michael and his friends were nearby, planning a prank that would go terribly wrong.
What the fuck?
These 3D renditions are actually freaky as shit.
No, these are really good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Whoa!
That's cool.
Why does it look? Ooh!
Oh.
Oh hell!
Okay, no, I see why he's scared of the Foxy mask now.
Oh! Is that the bite of 87?
Michael and his friends lifted the crying child up to, quote, give
It's not
Fredbear
an
a big
87,
kiss,
right?
and Fredbear bit down on him, leaving his body to go limp. Michael and his friends quickly stopped laughing. Because of Michael's immature behavior, his terrified younger brother paid the ultimate price.
The
bite of
Child was
87?
badly hurt, he didn't immediately die. Because of the immense brain damage, he slipped into a coma. After being treated at a hospital, the crying child was taken home so he could be comfortable, surrounded by his only friend.
Bro, his shit's got like crushed by
Oh, is this why like
Michael decides to apologize
in the
for
god
what he's done, saying,
in gotcha in the
Oh my
gotcha
gosh!
in the gotcha lores, they always say that only his frontal lobe was bitten off, and everything else is
because of
fine.
that. Yeah, probably, but that doesn't make sense because you would see his. Actually, maybe the animatronic didn't like chomp down as
Well,
crazily.
clearly the animatronic chomped down enough to make him comatose.
Yeah, well, enough. Yeah, enough to comatose, but not enough to like slice his brain completely off.
I feel like I'd probably crush the skull. No,
Oh, definitely, yeah, that did crush his skull, but it
and he
doesn't
still
like.
lived after all that.
But then like I was thinking like it fucking like chomped his head off like clean
Oh no, I
off.
always thought it just like crushed the skull half.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't. Okay.
can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sorry. After Michael speaks, the crying
Oh, you thought the
child's
head actually
imaginary
just
friend
died
Fredbear,
off?
created out of the trauma
Fucking,
he
like,
experienced,
guillotine
continues to do
off.
what it's done the whole
Oh,
time.
yeah.
It comforts him, saying, "You're broken. We are still your friends. Do you still
Oh.
believe that? I'm still here. I will put you
Oh.
back together." This would be the final thing the
Put you
crying
back
child
together?
hears before
Isn't
he
this in
dies.
his
The crying child's
isn't this
spirit
his
would then live
imagination?
on
How does
in
he-
the Fredbear
Yeah.
suit. The
This is
thing
his
that
How's he
imagination.
doing
his
this
life.
shit?
The crying child's death wasn't just an accident. It was directly caused by Michael's recklessness. This is something that Michael could potentially face jail time for, so it needed to be covered up. Since the crying
Michael!
child was being kept at home, no
Michael.
one else knew that he ended
Michael.
up passing away. So William and Michael ended up burying the crying child's
Michael!
body in the middle of the
What?
woods where
Michael,
no one would
why?
find him. No tombstone, no
Michael,
flowers, just
don't
a
leave
pile
me
of dirt,
here.
an unmarked grave,
Michael,
and a
don't leave
lifetime's
me
worth of guilt that Michael would have to live with.
Wait,
Shortly after the incident,
they just
Fredbear's
buried
family
him in the
diner
middle of nowhere.
Yeah, because they needed to fucking like cover up the situation.
Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Oh, that's horrifying.
I know that is horrifying,
Oh,
but
that's horrifying.
that is horrifying.
was quickly shut down, and Fredbear was completely wiped from existence. The Fredbear and Friends TV show
Fredbear.
turned into Freddy and Friends on tour. The Fredbear and Spring Bonnie
Freddy!
Springlock suits also ended up being moved into the back room of Freddy Fazbear's
Back
Pizza.
rooms, the
mainly
back
being
rooms,
the back
used
rooms,
as
the
spare
back rooms.
suits if one of the
Back
Freddy's
room.
animatronics broke down.
You
The
know
death
the
of
back room
William
movie,
Afton's
right?
youngest son was a
Yeah.
pivotal moment in this story.
We're gonna watch it?
Specifically, William
Probably.
Afton's
I wanna
story.
watch the
This was
FNAF
the
movie, though.
first
I haven't
domino
watched
to
it yet.
fall. A father losing
Oh,
his
oh
son
my
is a
God, we could probably
traumatic
find it somewhere
situation,
and watch together.
while any other father would take time to grieve, be sad, and properly deal with such a big loss, William Afton took a different route. Afton
William
definitely was
Afton.
upset
William
about his son
Afton.
dying, but it wasn't because he felt bad for his son. It was because it was embarrassing to him. William Afton was a narcissist. He had
Embarrassing.
little to no empathy.
Yeah,
All
well,
he
damn
cared
right he's a
about was work
narcissist.
and comparing
Yeah,
himself
that's why all
to
the
his
Gacha Life
business
videos
partner,
say that no one
Henry.
likes him.
Henry had a wife, a kid, and a talent for robotics that Afton was utterly jealous of. The death of the crying child sent Afton over the edge because while Henry's family was still perfect, his was now broken.
A
Henry and
Gacha
William had different ways of
videos.
taking care of their kids. And
Yo,
while Afton
Gacha
employing his
videos.
eldest son failed, Henry's security puppet succeeded. Henry's
Huh.
daughter Charlie lived on. Afton had a hard time dealing with this feeling of embarrassment. He started becoming an alcoholic, frequently visiting the local bar called Junior's.
became
One
an
night,
alcoholic.
though, after drinking a little too much and getting kicked out of the bar, he
Damn.
decided that he he was going to settle the score with Henry. Afton, drunk and filled with rage, drove from the bar to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where he knew Charlie was being watched over by Henry's security puppets. Afton planned on risking everything.
What?
If Afton kills Charlie here, I will. Oh, shoot. Okay. No, continue. I will
Kill Henry's daughter, Charlie.
Okay. 2 seconds later. 2 seconds. Not even 1 second after I.
He's like, if William kills Charlie here,
Everything to kill Henry's daughter.
He didn't care.
Care if he got caught, and he didn't care if he went to prison. But when
Damn.
Afton Freddy's, he noticed that Charlie was standing outside by herself.
Wait, what?
It turned out that some bullies were able to trap the security puppet in its box and lock Charlie outside the building, giving Afton the perfect opportunity to kill Charlie outside of the pizzeria.
What?
A
fucking assist from
Assist
and went looking for Charlie. As Afton sped away, the puppet noticed that Charlie was outside in the pouring rain. It then did what it was programmed
these
to do
animations are
and
so
went to
peak.
protect her.
Oh my gosh!
But as
I
the
love
puppet
that
got closer
UI.
to Charlie's body, the rain started
it's
making
this
it
scene.
short circuit. It was forced to crawl its way over to her until the rain got to be too much, and the puppet shut down right next to Charlie's body. While Charlie and the puppet lay lifeless next to each other, Afton was speeding home, driving right past where he buried his son and the bar he got kicked out of. When Afton got home, he was met with his wife sitting in the living room watching TV, and Michael in his bedroom. Afton was a drunk and abusive father, and fully blamed Michael for what happened to his youngest son. Mrs. Afton tells him to leave Michael alone because he's had a tough day, but Afton doesn't listen. He goes over to Michael's room and pounds on the door, only for the door to be locked. He then makes his way around the house to try and find a way in from the outside.
What the
but
fuck?
once he gets to Michael's bedroom window, he notices that it's broken, and Michael is gone. Michael was so upset by what he did to his brother that he would sometimes see visions of Fredbear appear and disappear. Tonight, Fredbear appeared outside his bedroom window, and it almost felt like his brother was calling out to him from beyond the grave. This would happen frequently, and every time it did, Michael would run to the spot.
You just noticed
His
it?
younger brother, only to find that nothing had changed. His younger brother was still gone and buried in the ground. Afton knew Michael did this often, saying, "Ran off to that place again. He will be sorry when he gets back." The guilt of losing his younger brother haunted Michael in his real life, but also in his dreams. Michael would constantly have nightmares about the animatronic that took his brother's life. These were the exact same nightmares his younger brother used to have every night, now passed on to him.
Man, I feel bad for Michael, dude. I mean, he's stupid, but like, you know.
Yeah. He's kind of a shitty guy. But that's about it.
He's immature, that's all.
Yeah. I mean, he was still a child here.
That's a big ass hand!
I can't even see the hand on my screen because of the lighting. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, you see that shit?
Yeah, I see that. Wait, is this Michael here inside the FNAF? Inside this game? Oh, fuck.
Did you see that? Dude, look how big its mouth is.
Oh my god. 2 sets of teeth.
I would fucking
does that
like.
does that mean that this is Michael doing this? Doing the.
Who is the kid here? Is this like?
Yeah, who's the kid here? Is it? I thought it was CC. I thought it was Crying Child.
You telling me a door like stops that thing?
Cause it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
No. No.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh. Hello.
Oh.
After the death of Charlie, Fazbear Entertainment tried their best at covering it up.
Was that just an
Fortunately for them
intermission?
and for
Like
William, the
intermissionary
crime was committed
animation?
outside,
I
where
think it was
no
an
one was
animation to
around
demonstrate the
witness it.
nightmares.
William was able to get away with everything, while Fazbear Entertainment
God.
never spoke of the incident again. The security puppet was quickly moved to the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where the retired Fredbear and
Back
Spring Bonnie
rooms.
suits resided. But something was different about the security puppet. Dark tears now appeared on the mask of the animatronic. Dark tears that weren't there before. This is something that Afton quickly noticed the next day when he went into work. He'd heard about what happened moments after he sped off. He knew the security puppet was found laying next to Charlie's body.
my
So does that
God.
mean Charlie's soul now resided in the puppet? William definitely noticed that the puppet looked different, almost like it was haunted, almost like it was thinking. Other employees would eventually notice the same thing.
I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere.
After realizing the security puppet may
Thinking.
be possessed by the spirit of Charlie,
fuck do you know
Afton
that thing can be
went back and
thinking?
looked at the crying child's Fredbear
That's
plushie,
just-
only to find
that
that,
bit-
it
that
also
thing's
seemed to
thinking.
be haunted. The crying child feared for his
Thinking?
life every single day, and that plushie was something he was able to cry and pour his agony into. Afton believed that this is what caused the plushie to appear haunted. It wasn't made alive by the spirit of his son, it was made alive by the agony and fear his son poured into it. Afton quickly became obsessed with the concept of haunted objects, and more specifically, the power of human emotion. He needed to find out if this is something he could take advantage of. Afton then used all of his
This
money he made from
narcissist.
Fredbear's and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to build a
Wealthy
giant
narcissist.
underground facility directly under his house. It was
What?
here that he would try to recreate what happened with his son, to recreate the fear and agony he experienced.
Is this?
In order to
Wait,
do
are
this,
these the-
Afton didn't take any chances.
Is this
He
the
needed to
sister look?
replicate exactly what his son went through.
Wait, this
every
is-
day.
It
In order
is.
to do
This is sister
Afton
location.
built a replica of his house underground, along with his son's daily walk to Fredbear's family diner. He also built a makeshift bedroom where he could force kids to have the same nightmare every night.
What?
Afton would sit in his office watching them on the
shit.
cameras that could be accessed
FNAF
using the
4.
passcode
FNAF
1983, the year his son got bit.
1983.
He also
The
kept the
bite of
crying child's
1983.
Fredbear plushie on the
bite of
desk as a
83.
reminder of
Yes,
what
the
he
bite of
was trying
83.
to replicate.
What was
In the
Markiplier
makeshift
said
bedroom,
87
there were dummy
because-
animatronics that wheeled down the hall.
I think it was like an act, like didn't know.
But the kids wouldn't see them as just blank dummies on wheels. Afton would pump hallucinogenic gas into the room
Oh,
to get
God.
them to think that what they were seeing was a monster. These nightmare gas canisters were being stored all throughout his underground facility. And on the bed of this makeshift bedroom was a Freddy plushie, in the hopes that the kids would
So
pour
these are
their
just any
fear and
kids doing
agony
this,
into the
not
plush,
just
like
Michael
his
or
son
CC.
did to his plushie. On the other side of the bunker,
Oh.
where Afton recreated the crying child's walk to Fredbear's, he placed a bunch of Fredbear plushies all over the place. These Fredbear plushies had walkie-talkies inside of them. This was Afton's way of recreating his son's imaginary friend that would talk to him wherever he went.
Oh
He would
my
speak to
God.
the kids through his walkie-talkie sitting in his private office. After setting up the bunker, Afton was only missing one more thing: the kids to run these experiments on. He needed a way to kidnap and capture kids without being caught, and he had the perfect way to do it.
Sister location.
The show will begin.
Oh!
momentarily.
You know the mechanism of Circus Baby?
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone, please stay in your
Oh my God, it's
seats.
Circus Baby.
Enter Circus Baby and the Funtime
Oh my
animatronics. These
God,
robots
the
were
Laura.
specifically built by Afton
Circus
to capture
Baby.
kids, featuring Circus Baby, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, and Ballora. They
Oh my
feature
God.
advanced technology
Oh my
such as
God, it's
parental
sister
tracking,
location.
voice mimicking / luring, and storage tanks. Circus Baby, the star of the group, was even able to make ice cream
Circus
as a way to
Baby.
lure kids to her. Once the kid got too close,
Oh.
a giant claw would reach out, grab them, and lock them
Yeah,
in the animatronics. storage.
Yeah.
Some of the board members from Fazbear Entertainment were suspicious of these new animatronics.
Daddy, can I play with Circus Baby, please?
Built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips. She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
Afton even created a new restaurant
Daddy,
for
why
these
can't I play
animatronics
with
called
Circus
Circus
Baby?
Baby's Pizza World. Elizabeth, William Afton's daughter, was fascinated by Circus Baby. All she wanted to do was play with her, but Afton wouldn't let her.
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her?
Oh my gosh, Ari.
Daddy, why won't
won't you let me play with her?
He strictly told her to stay away from the animatronic, but one day, she didn't listen. On the opening day of Circus Baby's Pizza World, another domino would fall in Afton's life, and Elizabeth would soon be the victim of his terrible misdeeds.
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her? Oh, the voice changed.
I can make ice cream, although I only did it once. What a wonderful day, though. I was in a small room with balloons and a few tables. I would always count the children. I'm not sure why. They usually played together in groups of 2 or 3. There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1.
Ooh.
Time to play. Ice cream.
Gutted.
Goodness.
Something happened when there was one. I was no longer myself. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment.
In an instant, Elizabeth was grabbed by Circus Baby and thrown into her stomach hatch. The sheer force of her being grabbed and thrown into the robot's storage tank was enough to kill her almost instantly. This is something that William wasn't able to test.
Oh, it was the force.
Until his daughter became the test. William Afton now lost another one of his kids, but this time it was all his fault. After just one day of being open, Circus Baby's Pizza World was shut down. Afton covered up the incident by telling the public that the restaurant shut down due to gas leaks, but not everyone bought that story. The local newspaper wrote about the incident. In other news, the grand opening of Circus Baby's Pizza World has apparently been canceled due to reported gas leaks in the building. Sources close to the establishment questioned the report, saying that strange activity around the area at night suggests something else is to blame. One local is quoted as saying, "Everything just stopped. There was so much excitement built around this place opening, and then they just stopped talking about it." A tenant from across the street claims to have witnessed a large group of cars surrounding the building during the night, and large pieces of equipment being taken out of the building under tarps. A few weeks later, the building was for sale. There is no comment yet from the local entrepreneur who financed the venture. That local entrepreneur, William Afton, successfully covered up everything. He was able to bring Circus Baby and the Funtime animatronics back down into his bunker, but once he got them there, he noticed something was different about Circus Baby. One distinct feature about Circus Baby was her blue eyes, but what once was blue eyes now were green, the same color as Elizabeth's. In that moment, he knew that his daughter's soul attached itself to the robot. Her soul lived on in Circus Baby. Afton knew that the way Charlie
Holy shit, I didn't know about the eye thing.
Was sloppy.
Wait, no, I did know about the eye thing.
Without getting caught.
You did?
But what if the kids' bodies
but
were
I don't remember
no
the eye thing, but I feel like
what
I've
if,
heard of it.
just like his daughter, their bodies were stuffed into the animatronic?
Dude, wouldn't the animatronics smell?
Quickly went from just another inconvenience to a scientific breakthrough. Afton was one step closer
I knew about
to
the eye thing. I knew
harnessing
about
the
the eye thing,
power
but I
of
forgot
life
about it.
itself.
Because I haven't
One successful experiment wasn't enough. Just like the fear experiments he built in the bunker, he needed to replicate exactly what happened. He needed to recreate the accident, and he knew exactly how he was going to do it. Using the Funtime animatronics again wasn't an option. Circus Baby's Pizza World was shut down, and the public was already getting too suspicious of the animatronics. But he didn't need the Funtime animatronics. He was going to run the experiment himself. On June 26, 1985, William Afton made his way to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. There, he would put on the old Spring Bonnie suit from Fredbear's to look into the back room.
Took a swim with my new friend.
Oh, that's so cute.
Didn't care, I
Wait, let me ask you. Yeah, you say that again in like a couple minutes.
Pac-Man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Hello. Looking for a friend?
The water's clear, come swim with me.
Oh my gosh.
my
by one,
God.
Afton killed them
It's
and
me.
stuffed their bodies into the animatronics. Susie was first, being stuffed into Chica. Gabriel went into Freddy, Jeremy into Bonnie, Fritz into Foxy, and then there was Cassidy, who went into Fredbear, aka Golden Freddy. At this point, Afton had no idea that the crying child spirit was in Golden Freddy, so he didn't think twice about shoving Cassidy in there. The way Afton killed Cassidy, though, was different from the rest. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were just regular animatronics. Afton had no choice but to kill them, then stuff them into the suits. But Golden Freddy wasn't just a regular animatronic, it was a Springlock suit. The same Springlock suit that took his youngest son's life. Afton was aware of how dangerous the Springlocks were. Any bit of moisture or too much movement would cause them to snap shut, slowly killing whoever was inside. So that's exactly what he did to Cassidy. He put him into the suit and watched as the Springlocks snapped shut, cementing
Cassidy
his
was a guy?
as the most brutal of them all. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy weren't the only animatronics sitting in the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, though. They were joined by the security puppet, which contained the soul of Henry's daughter, Charlie. Once Afton was gone, Charlie jumped into action, almost acting as a guide for their souls, properly giving them life
Charlie is a
each
gender-neutral name, I
animatronic.
think.
After the incident,
Charlie
the
is
kids
a
were
gender
quickly
name.
I think of
reporting
a girl
by
when I
their
say I think of
families.
Charlie,
And
but
although
I mean,
the
it could
security
be
cameras
both.
caught Afton luring the kids away, he wasn't able to fully get in trouble. Since he was wearing
Like
the
either
Springlock
like
suit,
that
they
name's
were
like
never able to
name of a
prove
girl,
it was
right?
actually
Or like
him.
name of a
Afton
little
also hid
like
the kids'
a
bodies
little
so
boy.
no
I
one
can't
would
think of like a
ever look,
man
so the
name.
bodies were never
Like a grown
found.
ass man name, Charlie. But I can think of like
Unbelievably,
a
able to get away
like a
with
boy.
yet another
I can think of
crime.
like
Because of
a
all the
kid
bad
named
press
Charlie,
Yeah.
like a boy.
missing children's incident, people
maybe
stopped
that's why
coming to
the
the pizzeria. After months of
YouTuber
customers
said
no longer
him.
showing up, Fazbear
Yeah.
Entertainment officially shut
I
down
don't know, it's
Freddy
probably-
Fazbear's
it's probably up
Pizza.
to
Shortly after the pizzeria shut down, Afton decided to pull the Funtime animatronics out of retirement and finally get his underground facility fully operational. He knew he couldn't try opening another Circus Babies restaurant, so he had a new idea.
Due to the massive success, and even more so the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's
Exotic
the stage was
Butters!
set. No pun
Exotic
intended, for
Butters!
another
Exotic
contender of
Butters!
kids entertainment.
Eggs
Unlike
Benedict.
Entertainment
Eggs
venues,
Benedict.
our robotic entertainers are rented out for private parties during the day.
Afton opened Circus Babies Entertainment and Rental. This way, he could rent out the Funtime animatronics to local birthday parties, capture kids, and bring them
Eggs
back to
Benedict.
his underground bunker to be experimented on. While
the
Afton
exotic
was
butter-
running
you
his
get the
rental
exotic
business,
butters.
Fazbear Entertainment was determined to try opening
it's so
another
exotic.
pizzeria. In the summer of 1987, Fazbear Entertainment opened the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, this time with brand new versions of their original characters. These were called the toy animatronics, and they were
Or
once
the gay
again built by
animatronics.
Henry. Henry was
The
aware
gay
of
what
what
the
happened
fuck?
in 1985, and especially of what happened to his daughter, so he was determined to make sure
My
that
bad.
never happened again. These new toy animatronics
about
were equipped with
Gotcha
facial
Life
recognition
saying
systems
that's
that were
gay.
linked
No,
directly
no,
to
it's
a
not Gotcha
criminal
Life. It's just that their
database.
designs
the
are
security
so.
puppet was also brought out of
It's
retirement.
the toy.
Instead of working security,
No,
it
you know,
sat
when I look at
quietly in the
when I
prize
look at
corner.
those
Freddy,
designs, I
Bonnie,
think
Chica,
of
Foxy, Golden
wait,
Freddy, and
hold-
Spring Bonnie were also moved.
No, okay, when I see those designs, I think of, you know, okay, so male animals in movies, female animals in movies. The designs are giving female animals in movies, while the other the old designs were giving male animals in movies.
Because the old designs look more rough.
Yeah,
The new designs look
very
polished,
polished.
and it's the cheeks too.
Yeah,
Cheeks make them look like that.
they're also very slim.
Yeah. The toy.
Yeah, toy.
Moved to the new pizzeria, and it's revealed that these animatronics were mostly used for spare parts.
By now, I'm sure you've noticed the older models
gosh.
sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them, but they were just so ugly, you know?
They were just so ugly, you know.
This means that the
And they
haunted metal
smell?
of the original
wonder
Freddy's
why.
animatronics was now being put into the toy animatronics,
I
causing
wonder
the
why.
toys to also now be possessed. After Afton got away with the first set of murders,
Is
he
it like a
needed to
secondhand
see if
possession?
the kids' spirits were possessing the
Yeah.
animatronics. In order to see for himself,
so.
Afton went back to work at the new pizzeria as a daytime security guard. While Afton was working the day shift, Jeremy Fitzgerald was working the night shift.
Ooh.
Jeremy worked there for 5 nights,
Oh.
and unfortunately for him,
I
But how
might
many
have
because the
Freddy.
animatronics were killed by an adult, they were extremely aggressive to any adult they encountered.
Fuck ass balloon boy.
They
Oh.
interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare
Meanwhile, Afton
Stare.
decided to pull the same trick he did at the old Freddy's location, gaining 5 more victims.
Someone used one of the suits. We had a
This kid's the kid collector. Holy shit.
Someone used it.
Afton used the spring Bonnie suit to pull the same stunt again on 5 more kids.
Again?
But as he was committing the murders,
Bro,
Charlie
what the
from
fuck?
inside the puppet was actively trying to save the kids. She tried enlisting the help of the other animatronics, but it was too late. Afton had already finished what he started. Not only that, him seeing the puppet and Freddy walking around the pizzeria trying to stop him was all the proof he needed that his experiments were successful. The kids he put into the original suits were haunting the animatronics. But there was one problem. Afton knew that the haunted metal of the endoskeletons was the key to everything, but the animatronics were trapped at the pizzeria. There was no way he could bring them back to his underground bunker. He couldn't get to the animatronics if the pizzeria was still open and active. So he needed to find a way to make sure the pizzeria shuts down and fast. Instead of stuffing the new set of victims into the toy animatronics, he decided to leave the kids out in plain sight, scattered throughout the pizzeria. This was a guaranteed way to get the pizzeria shut down. A few hours after Afton committed the murders, Jeremy Fitzgerald showed up for his night shift, unaware of what happened that day.
How the fuck are you unaware?
What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics.
Didn't he say the place is closed?
Yeah.
How the fuck is there one more event tomorrow?
I don't know. I guess maybe they one
Like
more
closed for
wouldn't
today?
hurt.
Only closed for today? Fucking.
No, they're probably like, oh my god, just one more wouldn't hurt, so we could schedule one more event with them and make the money.
Bro, they see like
Right?
5 fucking like dead in the 5 murders in the complex, and they're like, that's a day problem. That's a one day problem. Tomorrow is a new day. We can forget about that.
No, they probably
Nothing
just,
happened.
I mean, they're closing after this one, after the tomorrow's one, I think.
That's so weird, dude.
Make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay?
The next day, during Jeremy's day shift, one of the animatronics bit him in the head.
What
this was infamously known as the bite of 87.
Oh, that's the bite of
Meanwhile,
87.
Afton successfully got the pizzeria shut down. The local newspaper wrote about the incident, saying, after being open only a few short weeks, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is closing its doors. The new animatronics will be scrapped due to possible malfunctions. However, the original characters are being kept in hopes of a possible reorganization of the company. Since the toy animatronics were now being scrapped, he knew he could get away with taking their endoskeletons. But he also knew that he couldn't risk showing his face at the pizzeria again. So he got his oldest son Michael to do the work for him. William was easily able to get Michael to do whatever he wanted. William was abusive and manipulative, while Michael was haunted by the guilt of what he did to his younger brother. Because of this, Michael basically acted as William's puppet. Michael showed up for the night shift at the now closed Freddy Fazbear's Pizza under a code name, Fritz Smith. At the end of his shift, he would successfully steal the toy animatronics endoskeletons for his father, causing him to get fired his first day on the job, tampering with the animatronics. As it said in the local newspaper, while Fazbear Entertainment scrapped the toy animatronics, the original Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were going to be fixed up and reused. And that's exactly what they did. After the 1987 Freddy's location shut down, they opened yet another location, this time using the exact same building as the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
The same one?
Imagine this didn't work out great for the business. People already had a bad impression of Fazbear Entertainment, so using the same building that the original murders took place in didn't help business. Customers barely showed up to the new pizzeria, leading it to shut down by the end of 1993. Although this was bad news for Fazbear Entertainment, this was great news for William Afton. Afton was able to acquire the endos of the toy animatronics, but that wasn't enough. He needed all of the haunted endoskeletons, especially the ones in the original animatronics. Once the pizzeria shut down, Afton came up with a plan to steal the endos from the animatronics. Each pizzeria was designed with something called a safe room.
As always, if there is ever an emergency, please go to the designated safe room. Every location is built with one extra room that is not included in the digital map layouts programmed into the animatronics or security system. This room is hidden to customers invisible to animatronics, and is always off camera.
This room was hidden from guests and invisible to the animatronics. Afton would use this to his advantage, luring each of the animatronics to the safe room and dismantling them one by one. The kids possessing these animatronics were the same kids he lured into the back room all those years ago. He planned to use
so he lured those damn kids
same kids
twice.
Same tricks twice?
Dang.
Oh, cupcake. Yeah, nothing goes wrong when you see a cupcake on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, Bonnie. Freaky.
Oh, Freddy. Foxy.
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 We make it through the winter, the population will soar.
Yeah, after we make it through the
will soar.
I was gonna ask when another ad was gonna happen.
Securely buy and sell crypto at one of the lowest costs on average with Robinhood.
Whoa.
Download
Get some
Robinhood.
crypto.
Robin Crypto. Foxy.
Music.
Do 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 do. Oh my god, his teeth are shiny. Tell me, how do you get teeth like that?
How do you get shiny teeth?
How do you get such shiny teeth? Tell me your secrets.
Just get possessed by a kid.
Yeah, and then you'll get shiny pearly whites.
What?
He has an eye. He has 2 eyes.
Yeah?
Doesn't he have an eye patch?
Bro, Foxy, you can box, right? Damn.
Once he finished
What the
dismantling each
comedic-
animatronic and stealing their endoskeleton, he brought them down to
Bro,
his
the
underground
comedic
bunker,
editing
where
of
he would
that.
melt them all down into one liquid substance called
Oh.
remnant. Not only did Afton rob these kids of their lives, he would use their souls long after they're gone for his own personal gain.
He would rob their souls as well.
Fucking Grim Reaper, bro. He did not have that in his hand.
He hid it in his butt.
Up in his what?
It was up his butt. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow. Oh.
That's actually crazy.
That's good editing.
I know.
How is he so sure that the souls would stay even after being melted?
Don't know. It's crazy like that.
I think this is fitting.
By melting down the endos, he successfully created remnant. This substance, containing the spirits of all of the missing children, was silver in color, and if kept at the right temperature, was malleable. Afton didn't want to risk testing the remnant on himself, so he injected it into the Funtime animatronics. Once he did, the animatronics jumped to life. The experiment had worked. William Afton unlocked the power of life itself. After his successful experiment, he went back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to collect his old Spring Bonnie suit. But once he got there, he was met with the spirits of the 5 missing children, trapping him inside the safe room. Cassidy, the spirit inside Golden Freddy, chased Afton around the room and forced him to get into the Spring Bonnie suit. Cassidy was the most vengeful spirit of them all. Being spring-locked in the Fredbear suit was a painful
Didn't he really
and
get
slow
harmed
death,
by
and he wanted to make sure that Afton knew
spirits?
what that felt like.
How the fuck he like?
Afton knew
I
how
guess
a spirit
Cassidy was a
was
guy.
gone. As long as he was inside the suit, he knew he'd be back.
He knew he'd be back. Oh, so he purposely killed himself.
Yeah, he was like, whatever. Like,
He was like,
the kids wanted him.
he was like, I know
The
I'll
kids were like
possess
trying
this.
to make him go in the suit. And he was like, okay, whatever.
Whatever. He'll possess it anyways.
He's like, you know what? I'll still be
As
living
Afton
anyway.
left, the spring locks snapped shut, forcing him to go through what Cassidy went through. This was an act of revenge by Cassidy, and it wouldn't be the last. Afton was now confined to the safe room of the now shut down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and because of this, everything in his underground bunker was left abandoned. But even with Afton gone, the rental business continued on its own. All of the Funtime animatronics containing
Sister
the
location
spirits
is
of
set in the
missing children and
in the
even his
bunker.
Yeah.
So this whole entire sister location area is just the bunker area.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think so, because I don't know how someone would work there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
daughter Elizabeth were still being rented out during the day and then brought right back down to the bunker. All the spirits wanted to do was escape, but they were always put back underground. After Afton went missing, his eldest son Michael, who's been blindly helping his father, remembered what his father told him if he ever went missing.
Okay, I think I understand what happens next now.
If William wasn't there to finish his work, Michael would do it for him. Afton's underground facility was always off limits to Michael, but since he was now gone,
so that's
Michael
why this
had
was
no
Michael.
choice. He took the elevator down to where his father worked every day.
Oh, that's why Michael was in sister location.
By stealing some of the endos from the animatronics back in the day, he never exactly knew what William was doing until he got down into the bunker.
That's why Michael was here.
Over the several days he visited the bunker, he learned more about what his father was up to. He learned about the massive facility his father built, complete with multiple rooms conducting fear experiments. He learned the truth behind the Funtime animatronics and how they were actually designed to kidnap kids. And he learned through the voice of Baby exactly how his sister died.
A little girl, standing by herself. My stomach opened, and there was ice cream. I couldn't move, at least not until she stepped closer.
But as the week went on, Baby was conducting a plan of her own. A plan to escape the bunker, using Michael's body. Elizabeth was no longer the person Michael remembered her as. She was entirely devoted to her father, and would do anything to make him proud. At the end of the week, all of the Funtime animatronics endos were scooped out, with all of them combining into one animatronic called Ennard. This creature, containing the spirits of the missing kids and Elizabeth, knew they wouldn't be able to escape the bunker looking like an animatronic. They needed a human body to walk around in.
Oh shit.
You are in the scooping room now. Funtime Foxy has already been here today. Funtime Freddy has already been here today. Allura has already been here today.
Oh, the children are...
Circus Baby has already been here today.
Oh, that's Ennard.
I've been out before, but they always put me back. They always put us back inside.
Oh, that's what this means.
There's nowhere for us to hide here.
Yeah.
There is nowhere to go when we look like this. But if we looked like you, then we could hide. If we looked like you, then we would have somewhere to go. The scooper only hurts for a moment.
Michael Afton's insides got scooped out and replaced by Ennard, helping all of the souls to escape the facility. With every passing day after this happened, Michael looked more and more like a walking zombie. His skin was starting to turn purple, and people started to notice.
Ew.
Michael's body was no...
Here's your cat's nail. When you were trimming before, you
Okay,
probably hurt them because you couldn't see the quick. But
no longer a good disguise for Ennard, so Ennard ejected itself from Michael. But because the scooper was also a remnant injector, when Michael Afton was scooped, he was also injected with remnant. The remnant made it so even after Ennard was gone, he was still able to survive. With Michael now back in full control of his body, he had a new mission. Although he did, one way or another, successfully free his sister from the underground facility, he also learned about all of his father's terrible misdeeds. His loyalty to his father turned to disgust. It was time for him to end all of them.
Michael, don't leave me here!
It's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left.
He's matured a lot.
Yeah.
Come find you. I'm going to come find you.
Oh, hell.
Those 5 children have been through a lot.
Michael would spend years searching for his father. With
So those 5 children were
a new ad
the
in the
FNAF crew
local
and the
newspaper
SL
caught his
crew?
attention. Someone decided to open
Yeah.
something called Fazbear's
Interesting.
Fright, the horror attraction. Local amusement park is getting
there's
ready
FNAF
with a new attraction based on the unsolved mysteries of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Featuring actual relics from the decades-old pizzeria, this new attraction is guaranteed to bring back your childhood in the worst possible way. As if using the crimes of his father to make a profit wasn't bad enough, they also went back to the old pizzerias and collected any objects they could find to put on display at the attraction. Michael immediately applied for the job of the security guard with the sole intention of burning the place to the ground. When he got there, he saw the remnants of his past.
Don't leave me here.
Shells of all of the
Michael, don't
animatronics,
leave me
missing
here.
every single
Don't
one of
leave
their
me here.
endoskeletons.
Michael.
He knew they could only find the shells of the animatronics because he and his father stole their endoskeletons all those years ago, leaving only the shells behind. On day 2 of working at the
Michael, don't
attraction, he got
leave me
word that they
here.
found a real animatronic.
You're not gonna believe this. We found one. A real one.
This real animatronic
Oh, hell no.
ended up being his father, still inside the spring Bonnie suit he died in
We found
decades
one,
ago.
a real
Even though his
one.
father was now in the building with him, he still decided to go through on his plan, all in an effort to end his father once and for all. Michael then rigged the wiring in the building to catch fire, burning the horror attraction to the ground with his father inside.
Isn't Scrap Baby in there too?
Scrap Baby?
Was she
I
there?
don't know. I have no idea. What made you think that?
Because I feel like I remember. Oh, God's alive. That
Oh my god.
that Scrap Baby was in the fire too.
Michael!
Michael.
The local newspaper would write about the fire,
What the
saying
hell?
a new
Well,
local
they
attraction
didn't say
based on
that.
an ancient pizzeria chain burned down overnight. Authorities have not ruled out foul play, but at the moment it seems to have been caused by faulty wiring. Although the fire destroyed most of everything in the building, William, miraculously, was able to survive. William was now free, roaming the outside world along with the souls of the missing children, Elizabeth, and Charlie
What
inside
the
the puppet.
fuck?
Since Michael wasn't able to end everything, someone else needed to step in. That someone was Henry Emily. Afton's old business partner and father of Charlie heard about the fire at Fazbear's Fright, along with the rumors of the various animatronic creatures now roaming the streets. Henry was determined to put an end to all of this.
You
W. Henry?
goated.
W. Henry?
Henry.
Now that I understand
Whoa.
the depth of the depravity of this creature, this monster that I unwillingly helped to create, as if what he had already done wasn't
W.
enough. He found a new way to desecrate, to humiliate, to
Mhm.
destroy, as if the suffering wasn't enough. The loss of innocence, the loss of everything to so many people. Small souls trapped in prisons of my
He
making.
fucked up his own
now set to
family,
no
like,
purpose,
hard.
And used
Exactly,
I
dude.
never
I
thought
don't know what the
imaginable. He lured them all back to a familiar place, back with familiar tricks. He brought them all together. Are they still aware? I hope not. It keeps me awake at night. I could make myself sleep, but not yet. Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this. He set some kind of trap. I don't know what it was, but he led them there again. He overpowered them again. And he robbed them of the only thing that they had again. I don't know how those tiny breaths of life came to inhabit those machines, but they will never find rest now. Not like this. I have to call them all back, all of them, together in one place.
By gathering all of the animatronics in one place and locking them in the same room, he would be able to burn them all to the ground for good, effectively freeing their spirits in the process. In order to do this, Henry created a new restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place. He knew that the spirits and William couldn't resist coming back to a new location, even if it was all just a trap. Charlie was different though. She was smarter than the rest, so Henry knew she wouldn't be as easily fooled. So he created an animatronic called Lefty, standing for Lord, encapsulate, fuse, transport, and extra.
What the hell? I did
Oh
not
my
know
god.
that was a fucking acronym.
While trying to find someone that would help him carry out his plan, one person showed up for the job. A person who was also determined to finally end all of this. Michael Afton. Day after day, the animatronics roaming the streets would show up in the alleyway next to the pizzeria. Baby, aka Elizabeth, the souls of the missing children, and the crying child, now appearing as Molten Freddy, Charlie, and
everyone is Molten Freddy. Like everyone.
Michael would then collect each animatronic and throw them into a facility under the pizzeria, designed to be a maze with no exit, where the animatronics would roam around without even knowing they're trapped, until the end of the week, where they would all be burned to the ground. With all of the souls, including William himself, now in one place, Henry's plan was in motion. As far as Elizabeth and William were concerned, this was a good thing. All of this remnant now in one place was all that they wanted, until Henry stepped in.
You played right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you? No.
Yeah. Oh.
This was a gift for us. You gathered them all together in one place,
Alright, chill out, bro.
like he asked you to. All of those little souls in
All those little souls.
just for us. A gift. Now
Whoa.
She's kind of a
created
bitch.
to do and be complete.
I mean,
she's a daddy's girl.
Watch,
she's a daddy's girl.
listen, and be.
Look at the animation though.
Oh, that's peak.
Damn.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit.
What?
A maze with no prize.
Oh wow, Lefty.
You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends.
This is where the story ends.
My brave volunteers somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well.
Michael.
I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should.
He managed to trap
And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirit.
Oh.
They don't belong to
What
you.
the hell?
For most of you, I believe there is
Man, he's getting even more molten.
waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit
What is that
of
one
hell
called
has
again?
opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil
What is that
waiting,
one?
friend.
It's not
My daughter,
Springtrap.
if you can hear
It's
me,
not Springtrap, it's
I knew
something
you would
else.
return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
Henry putting fire to the animatronics may have freed the spirits from the metal of the robots, but some of them still needed help actually moving on into the afterlife. This help would come from Charlie. She helped guide the spirits into the robots. Now she would help them move on. In the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, the way a spirit can move on is by them being put into a happy
Charlie
memory.
is smart.
The memory Charlie chose actually comes from the crying child and the day he got bit. Piece by piece, Charlie put that terrible, shattered memory back together, but this time she would change it into a happy memory. Instead of the crying child getting bit on his birthday, Charlie changed it so that all of the missing kids and Charlie would celebrate him, giving him a giant birthday cake. By changing that terrible memory into a happy one and attaching all of the spirits to it, they were able to successfully pass into the afterlife.
W Charlie?
Oh, that's Charlie is so smart.
W Charlie?
Actual W. I can't believe Henry managed to trap like some 40-year-old man and a bunch of kids.
Yeah, bro.
He managed to capture all age groups with that trap.
Like I said, they were all able to move on. Except for one.
Huh? Man, what the fuck?
Oh my god, holy cinema.
Who?
Ain't no way it's William. It's William. Of course, he always comes back.
Oh my, this motherfucker, bro.
Stop coming back already.
Bro, he wants more kids.
He wants the kids.
He wants more kids. He wants
to touch more
The most
kids.
vengeful spirit of them all wasn't done yet. He decided to
Cass.
attach his soul to Williams, making sure that William was unable to move on. By attaching his spirit to Williams, he was able to trap Afton in an endless loop of death. He made Afton relive every one of his terrible misdeeds.
What the fuck?
His underground bunker, and the pizzeria where Cassidy was killed. Afton experienced all of this while being attacked and killed over and over again by
Ultimate
the animatronics
Ultimate
from his
Night,
past. Every time
Ultimate Custom Night is in the lore? What the fuck?
Reminding him
Yeah, I
that the
didn't know.
suffering will never end.
We've only just begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest.
He tried to release us, but I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here, no matter how many times they burn us.
Cassidy knew that Afton didn't deserve the afterlife. He deserved to pay for what he's done for all of eternity.
Oh.
Wait.
ending?
So, Cassidy, like, fucking, what did he do to make Afton stay there?
He possessed Afton's body or something.
Right. And then how did Afton relive all the shits?
Magic!
Okay.
If you keep up with the franchise, you know that that's not the end of the story. Like I said at the beginning of the video, making a FNAF timeline is not easy, no matter what anyone says. In broad strokes, you can explain the basic plot, but once you get down to the motivations and the why of everything, you have to start filling in the blanks yourself. Some people who've helped me fill in the blanks that I'd like to shout out are Right Host for his theory about Cassidy being spring-locked in Golden Freddy. I think that makes a lot of sense and is really satisfying for the narrative. Also, I'd like to shout out MatPat for his theory about motives. After trying to figure that minigame out for years, I think your explanation makes the most sense. It's important for me to say that no one except for Scott Cawthon himself knows the exact story he was trying to tell.
Yeah,
so
it could
please make
be
sure to watch
a little
other
bit
people's
up to-
timelines as well and come to your own conclusion on everything. And when the time is right, I'll be back to tackle the newer games in this franchise. Until then, make sure to subscribe and thanks for
Damn. So, like,
FuhNaff. Holy cow, they make a lot of videos.
they're still pumping videos. This one's 3 months ago.
Ooh, Twist of Vessel. I might have to look at the videos more.
John.
Hi, John. This is a great video.
I saw FNAF Secret of the Mimic.
Secret of the Mimic. I'm gonna
Actually,
end
the
the.
mimic.
I end the recording now. Bye bye recording.
Bye bye.
Bye.